It's a brand new year. That means we have some brand new projects. Let's get started. Well, good morning. Welcome back here to the shop. My name is Brett, and I'm glad you've tuned in. This is a brand new year. We are into 2024, and it's been some time since I put some content out, and I wanted to kind of take a few minutes here and talk about, maybe update everyone as to what we're going to be working on in the new year and where we kind of left off. And like I said, we've got some really cool projects we're going to be working on the first part of 2024. So I guess to address why I haven't had some new content out in a few weeks, well, of course, we went into Christmas and we worked on our dapple gray horse with the blue suede and the blue rockers. And man, I'll tell you, that thing came out, it's just spectacular, I think. It's just so pretty. That royal blue and the blue suede leather saddle pads on that against those dapple grays, I'm telling you, I think that is just fantastic. And I'd like to make another one here for the show at the end of the summer. So we may be doing another blue dapple gray. The other thing is, one of the main reasons it's been so long putting content out is I got sick here. Oh, in fact, I'm still kind of coughing. But for the last couple of weeks, it started with my brother and his family, and I try to stay away from people when they're sick. You know, if I'm around somebody that has a cold or anything, I've got that kind of a system that I can just get a cold at the drop of a hat. All I have to do is basically look at somebody that has a cold and I get a cold. I guess I picked that up from my mother. She's kind of the same way. And so I really started pumping myself full of vitamin C, vitamin D, everything to really pump my immune system up. And well, that didn't, work. And the next thing you know, I've got a tickle in my throat, and then we'll say flu, but it's the C word. I tested, and yeah, it came back that I was, sick. So that was fun. It wasn't really full blown, and it wasn't anything really more than I would say like a flu or a good sinus infection. It didn't get into my lungs or anything like that. So it was just a matter of just taking time and, rest and all kinds of things like that. And, finally I got over it. I still have a bit of a cough. So if you hear me cough a little bit, that's still kind of lingering. And then shortly after I got sick, then my wife got sick. So, we were both kind of nursing ourselves here. And so she's back to work now. So we're kind of getting back into the swing of things. So, so here we are. I was really hoping to get a video out the first part of 2024, January, and here we are towards the end of it. But needless to say, we are on the mend, and I am ready to get back to work and get back in here to the shop. So let's go ahead, now that that's out of the way, let's talk about some of the projects we're going to be working on here the first couple of months of 2024. So let me get you off the tripod and we'll kind of do a quick walk around. So first up, if you remember, we left off, we still have our horse here that's going to Pittsburgh, and this is going to be an Appaloosa. Now, the reason we kind of stopped on this one is the gentleman wanted to put something inside, some family information and that kind of thing. So again, just to kind of refresh your memory, I only put like 4 drops of glue on the top part of our horse. So it's still, you can see right here, the separation that I'm still waiting on that information. So again, he's in no hurry, and so it's just sitting here. We've got it pretty well roughed in and carved. It won't take too much longer to get this one finished up once we get that information. So we're kind of on a hold pattern on this one. Then here right before Christmas, we had an antique chair, rocking chair, dropped off here. This is, again, stuff that I want to do. The horses are a lot of fun to work on. And again, it all depends on, oh, excuse me. Like I said, that cough is still there. This is other stuff that I want to kind of bring to the channel. So we'll just kind of, play it by ear. The horses, of course, take precedent. If we, get more orders in, then we're going to continue on with that. But if it seems like, the orders are kind of slowing down, then we've got other things we're going to be working on here this year. And again, the channel, I never really wanted to get into the horses as much as what we've done here the last few years. But again, that's kind of where the work is taking us. So that's kind of what I've been bringing to the channel. But something like a broken rocking chair, I think will be fun. I'm going to take you through how I fix a chair. We're going to restore this and we'll go through all of that and we'll get this one fixed up. So we've got those two projects we're going to be working on. Now next up, this is something I've been really excited about. And this is going to be a lot of fun. We're getting back into the horses, of course. We did have an order come through right before Christmas. And this is something that I've been wanting to try to do for a number of years. I've been asked if I would do it, and once I tell people the size and everything else, they kind of back away from it. But I finally had a young lady out in Nevada. She contacted me and we went over some things, and she saw one of my bow rockers, and she's like, I'd like to have that on a large bow rocker. Can you do that? And I'm like, yeah, I can do that, but the rockers are pretty large, and so I don't know if you want to go through with it. Well, guess what? She wants to go through with it. So over the holidays, I went ahead and laid out for a large horse on large bow rockers. So it turns out the bows on here are right around 80 inches long. So they're going to probably finish out when we're done close to 80 inches. It might even come out to around 81, 82 inches, but we're going to be under 7 foot. So this is going to be a lot of fun. And who knows, we may just go ahead and make 2 of these, and we'll put one out at the show at Shaker Woods in August. But I think this is going to be a lot of fun. So you're definitely going to want to tune in for the next couple of months as we put this guide together. And we'll see what a large horse on bow rockers ends up looking like. Then last but not least, we have another little thoroughbred. And remember, the 2023, we had a big year. It was an exciting year. I won the Keeneland Master of Craftsmanship Award down in Lexington, Kentucky at the Keeneland Racetrack. And we put a little thoroughbred down there. Well, we have another one of those we're going to be making. And I have a cousin down in Alabama that just fell in love with it. So she really wanted one. And with our family, cousins and things and uncles, we do have a little bit of a racing past in our family. And her grandfather, that was my uncle that lived up the road, they used to race sulkies. And so she had asked if I would be willing to make her a thoroughbred like we did down in Keeneland, but paint it like one of the horses that she remembers as a child. So we're going to be working on that one here too within the next few weeks or so. So we're going to be working on our thoroughbred really first, and we're also at the same time, we're going to be working on our large horse. Where I want to start with our large horse on bow rockers, I want to start building those bow rockers. So that's where we're going to start on that. So while we're working on the thoroughbred and carving out that little head, we can also be kind of gluing up for the bow rockers, and we can kind of work on those at the same time. So a couple other things that I was working on here over the holidays and before I kind of got sick is we're upgraded our carving table. For years here at the shop, I had just a plastic table that I'd kind of kick over here by the joiner, and it was just a real cheap table. It ended up breaking in half, and I just kind of had enough of it. So I went ahead and I purchased a mechanic's table from Amazon and had it brought in. And I'm really impressed with it. It wasn't a whole lot of money, but I think this is really going to work well for us. So I've been kind of playing with it and wanting to set it up. A couple more things I want to do to it. But one of the things is I never really had a place for extension cords here in the shop. I mean, of course, I can put them on the wall or I drape them over. So I really wanted to kind of keep everything here contained. So I kept thinking in my head like a transmission jack, like a hydraulic jack when you have a car lift. The transmission jack, if you notice, it has a handle, a ring going around it so you can grab hold of it. And I really like that idea. So I started kind of searching and looking for something along that line. And what I came up with is this ring. And what this is from a office chair that adjusts. So that is actually the footrest or the foot rail where you'd put your feet when you adjust the height of your chair. So I found one on eBay. The gentleman sold it to me for $9, and I think it was like $7 or $8 to ship it here. And it's really, really well made. It's really heavy duty, and it fit on there just perfect. And then I just ordered some hooks from Amazon, and now I've got a place to put my extension cords and just kind of hang everything up. Plus it does work as a handle. But this little table's working really well. The little addition or modification I'm doing to it is I wanted a place where I can put my grinders. I didn't want to just be able to, normally I just pile everything up or bring over the ground, whatever I need at that time, and separate them or put them on the table saw. So what I did is I came up with this little bit of a stand that I'm going to go ahead and finish sanding and get it painted so it matches everything. And then I picked up these brackets for the grinders to just kind of attach into. So I've got 2 grinders, so I picked up 2 of these brackets. And once we get it all painted, then I'll go ahead and get those mounted on. And then I can just kind of hang my 2 grinders on here. And then I'm also kind of thinking that maybe if I take a piece of PVC pipe and somehow kind of rig it up, that maybe I can put my die grinder with my extra coarse cone in there, and I can just kind of stick that in like a holster. And I don't know, you know, we're gonna play with it. So it's gonna kind of evolve. The other thing that I did is I went ahead at the last minute and put a back on it, because then I got to thinking, well, this would be another good place that I could put a hook if I want to maybe hang something else here on this side, that then I'd have the option of doing that. But yeah, I'm real happy with this. I think this is going to work really well for us. It's got a nice little drawer that I can put some of my other little implements and things in there. So yeah, so we've got that. And then last but not least, one other project I want to tell you all about, which is going to be a lot of fun. My brother and sister-in-law ended up purchasing the neighbor's house across the street. Now this house has been vacant for about a year. The neighbors, they're kind of getting up in age, and they had an opportunity to move into a house in town. So they've kind of moved out of this one, and we went over and talked to them, or my brother went over and talked to them about what they were going to do with it, and worked out a deal. And so now we own that house over there. So how about if I throw a coat on? Let's run over there. The door's open, and we can kind of walk through it a little bit and kind of show you the inside of that house, and talk a little bit about the possibilities of what we may be doing, or what they may be doing, and thinking about what they want to do with that house. So let me grab a coat and we'll run over. So here we are over, my brother's starting to call this the Beaver Creek Cottage. And the reason he kind of come up with that name is we've got a real situation over here. There's a pond, and when we were kids, I grew up right across the street. We were kids, we used to ice skate right over here. There's a nice little pond, and then there's a creek that runs under the road and over across my property. The beavers have gotten in here, and they've been creating quite a problem for us over here. And the backyard and everything here is flooding. So that is something that is going to need addressed here eventually. But for now, we've just been trying to, my brother's been in here doing a little bit of demo and taking some things out and burning it. But yeah, let me take you in, and we're going to show you what we're going to be working on in here. So it's a nice little house built, I believe, somewhere in around the 50s. And this part of the house, what used to be the garage, and the neighbors had put this on sometime in the early 70s, had enclosed this garage and put a little family room in here. So this room is, is fairly tight. And overall, the house, I think, is in great shape. So the kitchen in here, went ahead and he gutted what was, in here as far as the cabinets. There really weren't that many cabinets. There was a cabinet along that wall that he went ahead and took out, and just a couple of cabinets up here. And really that was it. There's a steel cabinet over here, a few things, but really there wasn't much by the way of, having cabinets and lots of cabinet space in here. Walls are plaster, so, we'll have to deal with that, but for the most part, it's got really, really good bones. When I was over here helping him tear out some things, I noticed that it looks like the floor sort of dips down here in the center a little bit. So I said, that's going to be one of the things we're going to have to address right away, is to kind of open up this floor and take a look underneath the floor and see what we need to do as far as shoring up. I don't think we want to raise up because there's no cracks in the plaster or anything like that. So I don't think we really want to go too far as jacking up, but we do need to get underneath the floor and address and take a look and see what's down underneath here. There's no basement, so there is just a crawl space, and we'll have to get in there and take a look and see if we have to shore anything up and, just kind of start looking around. Well, while he was taking the cabinets out, he went ahead and cut out some of the floor, and he was just curious, so he went ahead and cut out underneath here, and it's hard to see, I know, there's really no lights in here, but there's about 4 feet of space underneath there, which is, I kind of thought we'd be dealing with a 2-foot crawl space, but we've really got a good 4 feet underneath there. So this house is all going to need replumbed, so that's going to make it really nice when we go to run the new plumbing and everything underneath here, even wiring. We'll be able to get down underneath there and access that easy. It's a 1-bedroom, or I'm sorry, it's a 1-bath. It's a 3-bedroom. This used to be, before they put the family room on, this used to be the living room. Well, this ended up being the master bedroom. And then we have a second little bedroom here, and then a smaller bedroom right here off from the bathroom. Here's your bathroom. So you can see he's been in here kind of gutting and taking some things apart in here. So this is one of those projects that is going to be a lot of fun to work on here periodically. Again, I guess it all depends on the workload, what we have coming into the shop, if we have any more orders, and if not, then we're going to be over here and we're going to be helping renovate this little house here. Now the plan is, what they're kind of thinking about doing with this house is, they talked about renting it and just putting a family in here. But then they kind of got the idea, or they talking to some friends, and we were all discussing it, is maybe turning this into an Airbnb. Now, we live in Western Pennsylvania. In the area that we're in, there are 3 colleges that are real close by. We have Grove City College, Teal College, and of course we have Penn State. We have a branch campus not too far from here. Also, we live in an area that is heavily populated by the Amish, so we get a lot of people that like to come through and see the Amish and run around. There's a lot of things here in this little area to do. So he's kicking around the idea of maybe putting this out as an Airbnb. And if we do that, it might benefit me as well, because I do have students coming in periodically to take a 3-day or a 5-day carving course. And since we're right across the street from the shop, we might be able to offer this to students, to people that want to come in and take a 5-day course, that they can come right in here, and possibly we can make this available for somebody that wants to learn how to carve the horses, or come over and visit at the shop. So that's kind of what we're thinking at this point. Now, again, we've got a lot to do as far as renovation, and we'll just kind of, again, play it by ear as to how this all comes together. But it's pretty cool to end up having this house right here. It has a lot of potential. The wood stove is fairly new. It does work. You go out the back door here, and my idea for them, my suggestion, is to put a sliding glass door in. We can take this out, put a sliding glass door in, or a set of French doors in, and then put a deck out the back here. And this has about 3 feet as far as a step down, so it'd be perfect for a deck. This does have an oil furnace in it. We're going to get rid of that and have gas brought over, so this oil tank, all of this will be gone. But now, with the beaver situation that's been going on here, this backyard starts to flood because the pond is right over here. And at some point, maybe we'll walk over there and I'll show you that. But this whole backyard now floods. So we've kind of got to address the beavers because they are really messing some things up back here. So that's got to get corrected. Once that's corrected, then this is all yard. And then you can put a nice deck out back here and kind of chill out here in the back. So yeah, so that's kind of what we've got working on and cooking here for at least the first part of the new year. So let's go ahead. I'm going to lock this up, head back over to the shop. We'll finish this video up, and then next week we can kind of get started and get back into the swing of things. So just to kind of give you a quick idea of where we are at as far as where this house is located, it's compared to the shop. So the shop is right over here, and then my parents' place is right here. This is where I grew up, right across the street. And in the garage there is my first wood shop. That's kind of where I learned woodworking, and I built my shop in there, and it's just a little area, but I did a lot of work out of that little shop. And my parents were gracious enough to kind of put up with me as I was, you know, building and learning how to do woodworking over there. My younger brother's place is right there, so that is where they live, and they're the ones that ended up buying the house here. So yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun. And again, this is something that I've been wanting to do with this channel. The horses are a lot of fun, and I really enjoy showing you all how to make the horses, but I want to bring some other things to the channel. So hopefully this year, 2024, we're going to be kind of maybe stepping away from the horses a little bit, and we're going to be getting into some other projects, some other cool things here, and especially this house. This will be a lot of fun to help them renovate this. So let's go back over to the shop, and then we'll finish up this video. Back over here at my place, one other thing I wanted to show you, and I don't know if we're going to get into this, and I may periodically show you this on the channel. And you've never really seen this part of our place here. This is kind of the front half of our house, where I've taken, this used to be the showroom of our house, or of the shop here, and I've converted this into more or less an apartment for my wife and myself. Here's some of the horses, of course, we've done on the channel, and this is a little TV room that we put in. Turn the light on. So I don't know how many of you have ever messed with models and ship models, but we've had this model, my dad and I, for I'm gonna say about 30 years. This is the USS Constitution, and we've been wanting to do this. My dad just turned 90 in December, and like I said up before, I'm really blessed to have both of my parents still living at this point in my life. And this is something that he and I have talked about putting together. And over the holidays, we talked again about it and brought it up. And I've been holding on to this because I've never really had a good place to work on this ship model. And I've never done anything like this. So I started tinkering with it here about a month ago or so. And then of course I got sick, and it's been sitting here idle. And again, I don't know how much of this I'm going to put on the channel, but if any of you have ever done a ship model and know about this, please let me know, because I could use all the advice and the support that I can that you can give me on this. But this is going to take me, I bet, the better part of a year to do, and to work out. But these directions are very, very difficult. There's a lot of little tiny pieces and parts to this thing. And like I said, I don't know I don't know how much of this I'm going to show on the channel. Maybe if you're interested, I can give you updates and that kind of thing. But you can let me know in the comments, you know, if you are interested to see how far along I get throughout the year here on my ship model. So this is just something I'm doing in my downtime. So yeah, we'll see how this goes. And then we're back here in the shop. So yeah, again, all of this is just gonna kind of depend on the workload, what goes on here the next, throughout the year of 2024. If we get more orders for horses, then of course that's gonna take precedent. We're gonna work on that. But if we seem to slow down, then we're gonna definitely be over at the house. We're gonna be working on that, and we're gonna be doing some plumbing, all kinds of things over there, whatever we can do to kind of help them get that turned around and get that renovated. We're gonna be over there. We've got, like I said, the antique rocking chair here we're gonna be working on, and hopefully some other things as well. So I think that kind of brings everyone up to speed as to what we're gonna be working on here in 2024. I think next episode where I want to start is I want to get into this large horse on bow rockers. I'm really excited about that. When it comes to projects here at the shop, I really like bigger projects. And something like this just really hits all of the check marks. And this is, again, something I've wanted to do for a couple of years. And nobody's really taken me up on it until Pam out in Nevada, got in touch with me, and we kind of talked about it, and here we are. So where I want to start though on the next episode, we're going to get right into building the bow rockers. Those are going to be cherry. The horse is eventually going to be painted to match one of her horses that unfortunately passed away. It was one of her favorite horses, so we're going to eventually paint it to look like one of her horses and make it a tribute horse. But I want to start on those bow rockers first. I have everything scaled, and I think my drawing over there is going to be really, really close. And I have all of our patterns, the templates all cut out, ready to go. So we get in here, the next episode, we're gonna start right in on those bow rockers, and we can start building those. That way, we'll build, once we get the rockers built, then we can go ahead and build the bottom half of our horse, bring it over, set it on the rockers, and then we can take a look and make sure that everything's gonna work up and line up okay. If it doesn't, then we can go ahead and tweak that. We can make those, adjust the bow rockers and make them fit everything. And again, so this is something brand new, and there's always something that's gonna come up when you're working on something brand new. So you're definitely gonna wanna tune in for the next couple of months as we build this horse and we get this horse built for Pam out in Nevada. So this is gonna be a lot of fun. Also on the next episode, we'll start gluing up and start making our little thoroughbred doll size horse as well for my cousin down in Alabama. So we're gonna keep working on both of those at the same time. And yeah, that's kind of what we're gonna be doing here, at least the first half of 2024. So once again, I really appreciate you tuning in here at the channel. 2024, I'm hoping that we can grow this channel even bigger. I really want to see if we can get past 1,000 subscribers. That would be wonderful. And the way YouTube works, and again, this is all kind of a hobby to me as far as learning YouTube and having fun with it. I really, really have enjoyed bringing you content and showing you all how to make these horses. And I enjoy talking to all of you either through the comments or on email. It's been a lot of fun meeting a lot of you. So hopefully 2024, we can grow this channel even bigger, and I can get to know even more of you out there. So please, you can help me out by sharing, and subscribing to this channel. That would really help me out. You can also check me out on Instagram and TikTok. I've been playing on that. My website, of course, is greenfieldwoodworks.com. Also, if you're interested in getting started into this hobby as far as making rocking horses, the first place I would start is the Rocking Horse Shop in England. You can get all of your plans, all of your resources. They have videos, they have books on how to get started. That would be the first place where I would suggest if you're interested. Excuse me. Oh my goodness, his throat. Anyways, I'm sorry about that. Yeah, start at the Rocking Horse Shop, and they have a great website, and they will be happy to get you started as far as what you would like to learn. And they have different plans out there for different skill levels and things. So check out the friends at the Rocking Horse Shop. Also on Facebook, another great resource is the Rocking Horse Makers. There's a great group of people on there. They can answer questions and get you started, and that's just a great resource to have, as well as there's another Facebook page that I highly recommend. It's Rocking Horse International. Again, great group of folks on there, and they can answer any questions and help you out. And it's just another great resource. So I definitely check out those 3 places if you're interested in getting started. Well, that's where I'm going to leave things for this week. Again, next episode, let's get back in here. We're going to get started on those large bow rockers and some other things. And until then, happy carving, and we'll see you. Take care.